No, that's the difference. Single mothers will say, no, I didn't make a mistake. Even you be a single mother too.
Yeah.
Me as a single mother, I'll say, no, I made a mistake. Me making a mistake does not mean I love my crotch goblins any less.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Yeah.
However, don't make the same mistake.
You did it, sasa.
Children.
Bro,
Hapa ni wapi?
see the top don't have to check. I want to check it up because this guy comes up with some words. I'm just
Yeah.
Guys, we are back again with the best podcast in Kenya. And you are one of our favorites on the show. Actually, don't introduce yourself. Just say how you've been, what you've been doing.
Yeah, because we know him.
They know him.
Oh, I thought I was the favorite. Damn, I was so ready. Like, hi, my name is.
Shut up. So my name is the Big Bad Ogre, your favorite porn star. Nimeanzisha OnlyFans jana, and I'm glad to be back. That's what I've been up to since nitokea hapa. Chasing the bag.
So Lily ongea basi because clearly whatever.
I say we nimaliza tu. If you go to the comment section, Bibe is always there saying something to me. Bro, we are here. Talk to me direct.
Unakuwa irrelevant sana kwa hiyo. We bring you because of the looks, intellectual.
Mbona unaendanga hapo kuongea about me? Why do you go and comment to Liliaisha? Kama ningekuwa irrelevant ungekuwa unaongelesha Chima Mazola. That's my name, Liliaisha.
Violence.
Wow.
Nimekumiss
You know me, Zola.
And they know me, Chim.
Lastly, actually mokoka. Bado mokoka.
I don't stop below.
You don't stop being?
It's not a phase.
So it's not a face.
It's not a phase.
This is eternal one.
Yes, subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe.
Sana subscribe.
Today we're going to talk about something that I'm sure it'll be controversial for some. It's going to be Gen Z and their dating habits. Good thing or a bad thing. And it's based on a video that has been trending. Where a certain chick being interviewed online. Sid will put it up for guys. And this chick had some very interesting viewpoints about dating and astral projection and stuff like that. It was very crazy.
Esoteric.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Maruru, and I'm having a human experience in this vessel. But I'm not human.
What do you mean by that?
I'm a vessel, I'm an instrument of nature, man. I'm into philosophy and esoteric knowledge. Prehistory and history, like I just love humanity.
What's your political hot take?
If you're kind of politically engaged, it means you have a heart. You're not a jellyfish.
What's your hot take on personal finance and wealth?
It just doesn't take an individual to like come up with wealth. It takes a crew, not just one person. Many brains make the best inventions and business plans.
So what are the cool people doing nowadays?
Astral projection.
This is beyond me.
Send a message to people your age right now.
Normalize loving yourself. You know, sometimes when you look in the mirror and you're like, you're so used to yourself, but you don't realize how like of a beautiful vessel you are, not just outside but inside. And you're like, I want to take care of this vessel, and I'm like, I'm so proud I've made it this far. That's when I cried in the mirror.
So you looked into the mirror and cried.
I cried, man, yeah, because I love myself so much.
And it's nothing new, by the way. It's nothing new. Even me when I was young, I used to be dumb. Me when I was young, it was those days for Neo Soul. Akina Erika Badu.
Hey, man,
I tried that nonsense for veganism, being a leftist, being a rebel without a cause. You'll mature life with Gonga.
What's your sign?
She doesn't know.
What's your sign? But now this is when I'll now do the first talking points. Describe Gen Z and why do they have such a bad rep? I'll go to video first.
Kwa describe.
How do you describe?
Una describe aje. See, I think nikiona when you sit at age only walizaliwa
2025 right now.
2025. So you walizaliwa around what?
I think 97.
No,
2000.
like 2000.
Yeah, 2000
99 to
99 to
yeah.
True. So no describe.
No, that's okay. How do you know you've met a Gen Z?
Okay, squeeze najua nikutana nao by wanavanga Duragon.
Bro. Na mango zingine sijui zinakaaje.
Wako kala.
There's a friend of the podcast here. He's a designer.
Oh.
Anaitwa Levi. Yo when you mess up Durag.
That clothes are never fitting.
Yeah, clothes are never fitting.
Very true.
Yeah. You know, describe. Alafu pia vile pia wanaongea. kuna venye tu kibongo najua tu ni Gen Z. Yeah.
Na wakai wanaka wazee hata kutuliko. No, it's true. My boy na madem. You know, there's a video. I think I'll send it to you guys.
Yeah.
Some chick was saying millennials are changing. You know, many millennials, if you tell someone your age, like if I tell someone my age, I tell you for sure you'd be shocked. You'd be like, I see. Even me, if I know, just because I know, you'd be shocked.
Shock me.
But Gen Z, I'm set up on the age and you're like, bruh, I thought you were older than that. I don't know. I think it's because of the way they dress that makes them look a bit older. That's how me identify with that Gen Z. Nikingala tu kwa ba. Nione tu hizo matrouser baggy na ma code rise. I'm like, I'm out. This is not my crowd. Najua tu hapa ni ma.
Speaking of that, Arinima?
Maveli.
One beer, lakini you say anabash. Wonder why. But I love Gen Z.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
Another who really loves Gen Z is Shafi Weru. Shafi ndo who shinda amebite their style. The guy looks like he walked out of a 1999 bad boy video shoot. And you guy, Maze with the baggy jeans, those ugly ass boots, the ugly ass sneakers, and any biggie. Maze.
It's fashion, bro.
But I will say this: you can know Gen Z from two things. Huh?
Yeah.
Number one, Gen Z are very, very vocal about their rights. They are the only Kenyans who utasikia mtu anasema my rights. My rights. Msaki wa job anakuambia my rights. In fact, I didn't go to work today because it wasn't giving.
Honestly.
Alafu wako very expressive. One expressive ni mbaya sana.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing.
It's a good. What's bad about it?
It's a good thing because it has forced companies to reevaluate, because this is the generation now that's checking. It's because they're entering union clearing. They are checking into the workforce, and from what I've seen, it's forcing guys to reevaluate. Your design guys are like, how are we going to deal with these guys? Right now, the problem is most companies have gone hard on the giving guys pizza, but la kuwapatia mshahara fiti.
Shout out to our former company.
Maze pizza
that's
instead
always
of
to
a
get
good salary.
Shit.
Number two,
I was really
Gen Z are a very sexual generation. Oh my god. Oh my god. Bro, you go out to the club, you see the way the babes are. The babes, you always know the Gen Z babes because up top will be like a small cabra thingy, and then they look like Kim Possible. Then baggy trousers. Then baggy trousers.
Big shoes.
And those mamas, when you step up to them, they are always the ones pushing the boundary for. You know, when you start hollering, you don't know this.
Kituliza tu anajua.
Again, we step up to you and start hollering. Yeah, there was a way mamas usually used to play shy. We all know what I'm looking for, right? You get Gen Z hapana tambua koi. Gen Z are the ones who are just pushing the envelope. Sema chenye unataka. Unadeni kupatia nini?
Sikuza na monizo ma video. Tukulane tu.
There's also another chick. I'll send you also that video. That chick is like, najua unataka kunikula. Nikule. I'm like, where? But how do you just go on social media and say that?
Actually, this generation has toward the, you know, it's inakwanga it's a dance. Hiyo dance haiko squeezy.
Is that good or bad?
For a man, that's a very good thing.
Oh, and you just do what you gotta do and go.
Low investment.
I love it for you.
And for women, imewachafulia market because sasa ukiniringia
kuna msi atakubali.
Your young kazi inarajipa.
Tim, you've actually gone to the next topic because I think we've touched a lot of the stereotypes about Gen Z. I'll leave the thing about work alone because that is not about dating. The thing is, will you advise a man who has done well for himself financially, looks good, maybe in his early 30s, to date a Gen Z? Because we normally, in this space of ours, normally advise men to date younger chicks.
See, hiyo ndo mimi naendeaga Gen Z.
So
siwezi advice because lazima utaloa kiasi akili yako kufikia akili yake because ni wajinga, the dumbest of the dumb. So kuna venye utajiloa ufikie ile level yake, alafu sasa kuna utaki pia ku overstep hiyo side yake sana because pia ndo umekuja sana ku reject. Sasa kuna venye lazima tu utajiloa, but ni wafan na unajua mastingo day.
But can you seriously date them? Not as in...
So serious.
You're talking to me about serious?
Yeah. No. The reason I'm asking this, actually asked... Listen, okay. Wait. This is for fun. Then I'm saying now, guys, serious. And maybe you want legacy. You want kids.
Yeah.
Zola anakuanga nani umsi?
No, for real. That's why I said someone amefika pahali in his early 30s. I'm not talking about
success.
Yes.
Because successful.
That's what I'm saying. We are someone that seriously consider this person as a future wife, especially from Gen Z crowd. What are fans sasa? Because fun you can get it. You're saying they're already easy to get with.
I'll say this.
But sitakuchukua time because eventually tu atazeeka.
Yeah.
Na kama ni mtu uko serious and ataingia program yako, ataingia frame yako.
Yes.
So it's not about
That's
the
what I was
Gen Z,
going
it's
to
about
say.
you.
You can actually, I think it's not a bad idea to date Gen Z, the mamas. The only problem as far as I see is Gen Z, the best way to categorize them is this is a generation, I think it's Kenya's first generation that grew entirely with the internet, entirely with access to computers. So they internalized a lot of these ideas from abroad, like being woke, being activists, because Gen Z, we've also seen an explosion of LGTV with Gen Z. Because they absorb a lot of these things. So when it comes to dating, maze, you'll have a tougher time to get her into your program. But kawe ni ule mse atati. But ultimately, it'll be a slightly tougher time because everyone around her is talking about it. Gen Z guys are the ones who are bothered with junk like BLM. They're the ones who are bothered with junk like
rainbow colors.
Rainbow colors and unaona. And that is not something that anyone who, if you pay taxes, you're not bothered by that nonsense. You're not bothered.
But I think it's okay.
Haina hiyo opportunity ati you're worried about that.
After kupana kudate Gen Z ukisema kati ya best yake, umuingize box. Chances are best yake pia atakudai. So unaweza kula hiyo squad yote. So unaweza advice uende hato. And hapo wazuri mpaka.
They just need to grow up. Wakisha, I feel like even us and us when we were millennials.
Which year was that?
We're still millennials anyway, but now when we were young millennials, I feel like we had some sort of same similarities with these other people. Like, you could grow up too. So eventually you'll date this person when they've grown up and they'll be okay. No, they're just living their age, I guess.
But that raises up the question. You already said, from what Jim was saying, they sound like they're more promiscuous.
They are. So people shame nayo kwanza. They're very proud kwa promiscuous.
Now the problem is now finding a chick who is not promiscuous in that age. You see the concern.
And the thing is, when unataka ukishajua wako wani promiscuous unataka mdem different hapo kwa nini? So unaenda tu na program tu. Unajibamba tu nao venye wako. Una accept venye iko.
That means then
you can't advise.
Like it's all like, you haven't given your opinion. You haven't given
your legacy kind of opinion.
There's a reason I was going this question. The thing was this. If you want actually a serious woman from this Gen Z, they I'm seeing it right now. They are like very few.
Bro, ni sisi tumebaki mko mnasema tunataka tena dogo.
No, bado tu kuji hata mfanye nini atuelewe.
Sisi ndio tuko bro.
Mko peke yenu.
Amanda we should do passport bros, but not passport bros to Philippines.
But then again,
to the village.
No, mimi ndo ambia the thing about Gen Z, issue na kuwa date, itakuwa pia I say wanga very susceptible to peer pressure. How do you say again they have grown up, this is the proper IG and TikTok generation. So they've grown up seeing their friends set standards using highlight reels. Unaona, so hiyo ni issue ingine, which is why I wouldn't advise a young Gen Z guy to date a Gen Z babe. But if you are in your 30s, date a Gen Z babe maze, because unlike millennials, one thing you have to give Gen Z, say wanaelewa sex education. Madema Gen Z madem si ma single mother, sika millennials bebe. Millennials nyime jaza tu ma single mother.
But I feel like also Gen Z, there are so many young parents. Like about just
but they're together.
But they're together. That's true. That's also another thing. I think Gen Z, then I'm against what Chim is saying. I think Gen Z should date and marry each other. Because I've noticed when they get married, even these like famous ones, when they start dating sijui at 19, I'm assuming it's 19, after high school is 18. So 18, they get a child like at 20, but now they're like 25 right now and they've been together. Bro, millennials hata tukai 2 years.
As a man, that's a very bad proposition because you're hujafika the zenith of penye utakuwa
hata hujafika.
Even for a babe, that's a very bad proposition because kaweni Gen Z as a babe right now, you are at the peak of your sexual marketplace value. You know why? Si wote wanaume hapa ukiniuliza unadai mgani, unadai spring chicken ama kuku mazee imeplakiwa feathers. Unaendea gani?
Ndio emotional.
Unaendea gani? Unaona? Kitu kingine Gen Z our dem pia wako fiti in how they take care of themselves,
Facts.
Ama dem wanakaa fiti, tusidanganyane
watazeeka tu.
Lakini
sounds like mtu
millennials washazeeka. So mbona mimi ningangane na mtu amezeeka?
Anakuwa na machungu.
Man,
Mimi sipendagi ya millennials hata kiasi.
Actually venye umesema bado wana hizo machungu.
Kwanza unapata internet kimama actually. Sasa anaongea tu fala yake hapo hivyo akianza kudate akianza
ufala na kifua hiyo like.
Yeah, unadu nini?
Man.
The most feminist ni millennials ukitaka kujua.
Exactly,
Wenye wanachapwa kwa Gen Z msidate wanaume wazee.
Ni millennials
mazee. Kwa menatu wazee. Kama sikudai.
Na niju they know they are seeing as guys who are eligible are going for who?
Ama Gen Z.
Gen Z. You sabu by the Lily is usually half your age, so if I'm 30 half my age is what 15. That's 7. You add 7 years to that 15. Then you get the ideal mama should be.
Basi niko kwa bracket, bro.
Oops. Let's move this conversation. The thing is, do Gen Z actually have any values or things you agree with, especially as far as dating goes? Viewpoints they have about dating at
nimekumbuka jana nilikuwa Gen Z, sikia nilikuwa Gen Z fulani akasema yeye hataki relationship kwa sababu hataki commitment. Hiyo kukaa na mtu mmoja na anakaa na mtu mmoja anamfungia. Una get akona ile mindset ya kuna possibility huko hivyo nje, kuna vitu nyingi huko hivyo nje, na pia kuna ile mindset ya fear of missing out. Wengi hawataki kumiss out on kitu yote.
Exactly.
Sasa wanataka commit. Na sasa hiyo ni poa kwa wanaume, wanataka commit kwa madem. Una get kwa sababu wewe utapata chance yako umaliza naye alafu yeah.
She's not yours, it was just your turn.
Yeah, it's just your turn.
Have you ever heard the story of Kaká, the footballer? No. That was even before your time. I'm sure you don't even know who Kaká is. Kaká was a born-again footballer, Brazilian. Say he had a wife who was his wife from when she was a spring chicken. He had committed to her.
Yeah.
That babe cheated on him because he was, I kid you not, you know what she said? He was the perfect husband. He was too nice. He was too much of a good guy.
Yes, the first story.
You know, she went back chasing after him when Kaká moved on. After fighting for that marriage. And he moved on.
Akapata dem mwingine.
Gen Z. Gen Z.
Yeah.
A model. Our IG models. Yeah?
Okay.
When he went on one knee and got engaged to her, his ex-wife now started chasing him.
She's a millennial.
Yeah. Unaona? Good guys finish last, my friend.
I wish you came last week, bro. That topic, BBO, we would review it because of BBO.
Mazee.
Next guys. Yeah. Kapoeka.
Mazee alikuwa tu hivi all the time. Alikuwa tu hapa. He was not okay.
He was very okay. I
Okay, so yeah.
There's a difference between a nice guy and a good guy. There's a big difference. And a good guy is someone who actually knows the game, is assertive. In fact, should have been on Mondo's here.
Kwanza
The guy was chill. Manzili kwa
Yes.
ndio tapeni katapata percent.
Yes.
Ana violence.
I was expecting him to be a simp, lakini he came.
Hata lakini kuna point anasema single mother tena kai explain vizuri because fuck.
Kuna kitu. You're a single mother was a rich. She's going to treat it's simple. She'll treat you well simply because hana option. Mwili imechapa. Akona mtoi anakuja na mzigo. She has to treat you well.
At the end of the day, I might get what I want.
Hiyo ni sawa.
I might get what I want.
Yeah.
But you guys, there's something I have to talk about this Gen Z thing that we have to actually use. They are assertive, yes, they know what they want and blah, blah, blah. My concern with that is, you know the bullshit. But relationships have a lot of bullshit. That thing of always walking away immediately is bad. If you're going to have a marriage or something long term in life, you always have to sacrifice some things. I think of this guy done this, I'm always out of the door. You can't build a long-lasting, even a generation like that.
Gen Z, ask your sisters about their marriages. See, they walked away thinking ati
ilichomeka.
Hadi sasa naambia soko ni chafu. My friends. Penye huko make it work. Soko ni chafu.
Sema nyasi ilichomeka.
What's that attitude? There's always something better outside there.
There always is.
No,
don't be lied to. There always
Take your time.
is.
Me what I'll say.
Really?
Take your
Tell us
time.
about it.
You know she's single. better thing. The thing about Gen Z, that I'll ambia them, take your time before you make that commitment. But once you made the commitment, bro,
fight for it.
Alafu unajua mimi ndawatetea because my wife is Gen Z.
Oh.
Yeah.
W.
Tuanze hapo.
W wife.
Tuanze hapo.
So we go to the next talking point because we are trying to be as clinical as possible.
Abu, wait to ask Chim because I know you've dated a millennial also before. Someone who's a millennial Gen Z. Which one do you feel like is best for you? Of course, you're gonna say this one because you're married. Anyway, let's continue.
No.
What is best?
I tell you why the Gen Z is best. She came with a clean slate. I didn't have to deal with baggage bullshit for exes. I didn't have to deal with she wasn't damaged. You see, you actually just...
You consider yourself damaged?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm not damaged. I've learned. Like I am an example of lessons.
Those lessons. They're only damaged.
Yeah, but we said I don't believe I'm damaged. Just because I've gone through something and I've learned that I can't go through that shit again doesn't mean I'm damaged. It means I'm wiser.
Let me give you an analogy. You see a soldier. A soldier goes to war. He patters PTSD. Once he patters PTSD, what does the army do? They set him loose. They put him to pasture. You know why? Because for the work he's looking for, that experience you're talking about is damage. When he hears a gunshot, he'll freeze up. Yeah. It's the same way when a mama has I'm in a war with with like 4 or 5 different generals.
Yeah.
Alafu your damage your PTSD, then you tell me no, me marry me, put me into your army because I'm not damaged. That was experience. Hiyo ni PTSD unaniletea bwana.
Experience. Don't listen to Chim. Kuna semaje?
In fact, just adding on Chim, that thing of who's always writing that stuff of I'm in my healing phase. I'm going through.
Ni millennials.
No, chicks or dudes?
It's chicks.
Obviously.
Of course. If I do write that,
that's the point.
No. Actually, no, let me tell you. The interesting thing, it is millennial chicks who do that and Gen Z guys who fanya hiyo emotional nonsense.
Let me look at
stories. Actually, by the Gen Z guys are just. I don't know if you guys need big.
They're in their feminine energy.
Soft guy subscribe.
Period.
Soft guy era. Hold on. Subscribe, like, and share. But Gen Z guys are, in fact, when you look at Gen Z guys, are the ones who are really, really offing themselves over love. Millennials hatakuwa na hiyo issue. Si luko na you accept. Yani zola amenikulia dem. Unamweka wanted you pia unangoja pate bibi umkule. Ndio. But utaenda
kama mtu wake afike.
Tawe barasa.
Ugule. Gen Z.
This man keeps revenge for a long time.
Forever.
He'll come to your digs as the sugar daddy. When your daughter is introducing a sugar daddy.
Kona pesa.
Anakama kwambia Zola says, akwambie we are 2 daddies in this house.
Hey.
I'm the captain now.
I must say Gen Z guys are just soft. Like you said,
very soft.
They are in their soft girl era.
Not a girl.
How ndio wanashinda if you have boys who are in Gen Z ukiangalia their WhatsApp stories wanashinda wameandika ujinga when WRC came about babe was not picking that weekend because her grandmother was sick in Naivasha. Man, how ndio wanaandika ujinga. When it comes to learning how to deal with the adversities of life, Gen Z men just lost the plot.
It's you guys to teach them then, because you're the generation that is.
Really, what you're saying right now is the next talking point.
In fact, it's the core tenet of why we have the based podcast.
Okay.
So the question is,
wisdom.
actually, this question is.
Video umesikia watu wanaume wote wamesema
I'm combining 2 talking points. It's whose fault is Gen Z? Because I believe Gen Z are a problem.
Why do you believe Gen Z are a problem?
I already said it.
Even on your points, the first thing you put up is where's Gen Z a problem? Like wewe unatuprojectia vitu zako.
I'm not projecting.
Yeah.
That's why we don't have a problem with Gen Z. You have a problem with Gen Z.
Apart from the smashing part.
No.
Do you have a problem with Gen Z?
No.
Yes.
Do you have a problem?
I don't have a problem. They are really good at being social
I've
entrepreneurs.
dealt with them in Jubo. And I've had a terrible experience with them. Terrible experience with them.
Internal kunyima.
No. I don't shit like it. Number 1, number 2. They're very sensitive people.
Yes.
Overly sensitive. You have to talk to someone like they're a child. Number 1, number 2. They don't have any resilience.
Yep. kitu kidogo nataka
I will
kuachana
give them
na.
this, they're very creative.
Yeah, very. Actually.
But you have to treat them like they're an egg. You don't have time to treat like they're an egg. We're in an office.
Yeah, hii ni job, hii ni wera.
If I can't ask you, like the one I asked another time, hey, are you really serious about this job? Because they're not like getting the information. And they got very upset. I thought that is a logical question to ask.
Yeah.
I mean,
I should stop pushing you if clearly.
But for me, knowing the background of everything is always explaining. The organization you're in, the management has a very big problem. That is why you're experiencing what you're experiencing. I'll say that.
So let me just go back to the question. I expect you have a problem, Gen Z.
Yeah, because I wanted to understand why you had a problem.
So is Gen Z a positive side for humanity, or as research suggests that they are dumbing down, and whose fault is it?
Oh yeah, director uteka hapa hii nini? Uteka hapa, there's a video Zola sent you, a scientist has said Gen Z is the first generation we are seeing a regression of IQ inashuka.
You want a very good, scary statistics? For the first time ever, the generation Z, like the kids between 0 to 25 years old, they have lower IQ compared to the previous generation. Each generation is a little bit smarter than the other. For the first time in history of IQ measurements, this is not true anymore.
Wow. I've said that I think the kids actually are smarter than us, but they're not as wise. Now, I may be now wrong on this, right? So they don't even smart. Because they have so much information. And
that's the point. But that's the point. Having so much information doesn't make you intelligent.
No.
Today, they're superficial in thoughts. So they don't go deep. In average, the attention span is between 2 to 5 seconds. So that means that if you're telling something for them, you have 3 seconds.
Since I think World War II or something.
Bro, manze, hapa mna, this guy is just hapa ni wapi sasa?
And whose fault is it? Is it lack of that?
If you have a lack of that, you have the base podcast, you have
BBO.
Papa and Kate, you have your big brother in BBO.
Sikuja hapa leadership. Niko hapa kujibamba. Sikuja hapa kukusaidia.
Usitaka kusema
You have Papa Andrew Tate, you have God Papa Rolo Tomasi. Yo, like there are guys you can actually look up to. You have me, look up to me. Hey.
They look up to you who's hella damaged, bro.
It's because, let me tell you the difference between a man and a woman. An older man sees a younger man, sees himself in that young man, and wants to help him navigate, avoid the pitfalls I fell for. You, when you see a hotter, tighter Gen Z, unaona ndio competition. She's the reason you're single. So unampatia advice mbaya hadi unamwambia niaje hata nyoa nywele.
Na usiambiwe kitu na mwanaume yote. Jua endo the price.
Hello.
She didn't realize anakufuata down the hole. The same hole you're in. She'll be 40 and unhappy.
Facts. Kwanza anasema hizi advice ulimpatia ukiwa age yake. Mimi nilifanya hizi, wewe usifanye hivyo. Kumbe anakupoteza.
Have fun. Don't worry about body count. In story watu.
In story ya Zola.
Watu watakubali.
Body count. Hey.
Hold it. You are saying.
It's okay. No, I'm not saying anything relevant.
Yeah, by the body count you matter baby girl. Acha nichukweli. Body count matter.
Bibi amesema
man ataku accept.
Period.
Exactly.
Even those double digits ama triple digits ni sawa.
Enda triple kwanza.
Kama utakula
na
you know it's being sarcastic.
Mimi wife nataka nitakuwa na 50. Kwanza tuko na nini list.
So like they say about Gen Z.
Kama experience kwa hiyo relationship. Amefanya kila kitu.
You know?
Hello.
Yeah.
Nini ajui? That's what I want.
You're the last stop for.
Yeah, mimi nataka kusave madem. Na wanaume to step up, to save them agency onena. Come on, it's about time when to step up.
Iko tu ndani sasa. Tulikuwa sema je. That was talking shit.
Ilikuwa
Like I said, it's lack of fathers. The older millennials failed them because their mothers decided to be single mothers.
Yes, because of that leadership ya wanaume.
But even us millennials have we are in a lot of single family homes. So how come even me, I'm from a single.
I have a podcast where it's about single parents because I'm also a single parent. That's why I'm saying, what is my message even there? Mine is, unlike you women who tell young mamas that you end up with a single mother, utapata BBO, atakuoa. Mimi, a young man, don't do it.
Yeah.
Like don't think you have to prove your masculinity. Like I used to think I have to prove my masculinity by sleeping around. Live unasikia pata discipline. Discipline, big discipline.
Yeah.
Usipatie mtoto wenyewe mimba. My friend.
Yeah.
No, that's the difference. Single mothers will say, no, I didn't make a mistake. Even you be a single mother too.
Yeah.
Me as a single mother, I'll say, no, I made a mistake. Me making a mistake does not mean I love my crotch goblins any less.
Yeah.
Unaona?
Yeah.
However, don't make the same mistake.
Hiyo ni nini sasa?
Children.
Hapa ni wapi?
See it up, don't have to check hapa because this guy comes up with some words.
Yeah. So hiyo lack of doubt na si ati ni kwa sababu wanaume ndo waliblana, kwa sababu mamadha wako kukaa kwa hizo relationship wakaamua kutoka because madem ndo toka kwa relationships. Unanisikia? Alafu madem na of course unisikii naongea na chim. Uni naye. Unanisikia? Alafu kitu kingine wanataka ile like authority yenye mwanaume ako nayo, lakini wataki kuhandle zile responsibilities zinakuja. Unaniget? Na they think they can do it which hawaezi. Literally mse hakuna kitu mademu wanaweza kufanya. Hakuna. Nionyeshe like what's the best woman unajua, the best of the nigga. Hata the best ikili change meaning basi. Hakuna. Unaniget? Because vitu zote zenye apparently mademu wanafanya vizuri ni maboy wanazifanya vizuri. Hata the reason mademu wako na sauti these days ni kwa sababu wanaume weak wale wakupea mademu sauti. Exactly.
I wouldn't say weak men, but men gave them their voice.
Sasa alafu sasa wakaendorse wakapata kuna wameweza kumanipulate wanaume to the point wana stand up hizo ujinga zao. Kwa sababu the moment mwanaume kama mimi real man nimekuja go against the grain, guess what? Unanyamazishwa ama unabaniwa
unaambiwa wewe ni toxic.
Wewe ni toxic masculinity unakasuliwa. Alafu pia kitu kingine nili notice hauwezi criticize madem.
You can't.
Hawezi.
Nika naweza criticize.
We actually talking about this.
Lakini sasa unaenda kucriticize unajipatia mwenyewe umejihold back. Hiyo kitu ilitoka wapi?
Since we were kiddos, we always used to be told don't treat mamas like this, don't do this, don't do that. Why? Because our mothers were the ladies who went to Beijing. Wakarudi for our older sisters with your feminism nonsense. Unaona? While real equality is not me being afraid to call you out, to criticize you. Unaona?
But equality hawezi handle your criticism.
Actually, you guys have made very good points, especially I think of the dad. We have eliminated the role of a strict father in the home, and these kids are being raised by the internet. And the internet is a playground for all the bad, terrible ideas.
True.
And let's not lie, chicks are hard creatures. And Gen Z are not like led by chicks. Gen Z is led by chicks. True. So these chicks get bad ideas like this thing of astrology. Nonsense.
Kabisa.
Astral projection.
Hata sikuwa ni nini.
Nonsense.
So
twin flame. We've heard that thing about twin flame?
Yes.
Nonsense. All these things are... Chicks are twin flame.
Twin flame nini?
Ingia internet bro.
It's about that you have a soul that is just mumeingiana kabisa. So you can even be two chicks wameingiana kabisa a soul. They may not
so rainbow manenos.
No, they
don't have to be lovers.
But you'll see chicks
twinning.
Yes.
Now, am I allowed to marry the chick and her twin flame?
Ndio.
Hapo ndo sana logic kukuja kwa zazi.
No, si mengiana kabisa. So you guys can be sister wife.
Twende sana.
Why do you want me to separate you?
You guys.
Let me just get both of you.
Man, you like having things your way.
And they were taking it further, finishing that thing of Gen Z, how it has come about. It's that lack of masculinity leading that movement. It's total lack of accountability. It's all about emotions.
Yeah. Excuse me,
that's
emotions
the biggest
more.
problem. And they are being allowed to grow because at the end of the day, creativity comes from emotion.
Okay.
That's why they're so creative. But everything else about them, accountability part and responsibility part, is lacking.
Then I'm afraid for my children.
It's going to be like that.
Because my children are going to be just after the Gen Z.
It will be terrible.
Bro.
Generation Alpha.
Yes.
I don't know.
That's why
the
you need
next
to have
one.
a baby with me.
So that.
Talida toto vizuri.
Oh, say less.
Hata si mimi
See me after this.
Nah, when you see me after this.
Sijafika 50 though.
We do this.
Oh, just 50.
Ningoje.
Too bad, yeah. Keep up.
Then, in fact, you guys have gone into the next topic. predictions about future dating market with Gen Z.
Before pole. Kuna kitu kingine pia alikuwa ni kushow. Nimenotice siku zetu hatukuwa na demo kuna matatu mingi sana. Like tatu ilikuwa shanda kwa.
Tuliongea about this last week by the way.
Mbona unaniangalia ni hena amtata nafanya nini hena?
You say this place ati hapa si private. Ukiweka tattoo
Kwa baja.
Manze.
You know what
Is it
a
private?
tattoo artist has to shika
Hapa ni private.
Yeah.
Really?
Kuna
Baja.
niliona hapa.
Hiyo ni private. Lakini hapa
Sasa ukiweka tattoo hapa na unataka ionekane obvious. Sasa sema hizo utakuwa na vatungo zina reveal part. Una get? Sitaki kuongelea zile crimes na kujanga hizo vitu kwa hiyo ni topic nyingine. Sitaki kwenda huko. But then again, umenotice hizi pia kuna matatu.
Yeah.
They don't care about what the men have to say. They really don't care about what the men have to say. Kwa sababu wako ile mindset ya I want a man, I don't need a man.
Yes.
Sasa opinion yako mimi matter kwangu.
I want to be the bride, not the wife.
Yeah, true.
Hey, I love that. I want to be the bride, not the wife.
Yes,
Most people
utashtuka.
learn this. Most people learn this.
Wait, Lily umesalimiwa.
Na nani?
Mark Allen.
Hi! Oh my god, niko na story ya wao msee.
But that point you made is actually very good because many of these guys who are in Gen Z don't listen to anyone. As in they don't.
Wasikizagi mtu yote.
Yes.
Yes, true, they do not listen to
So
anyone.
then for themselves, they're like, I know what I'm supposed to do. I have everything. And the problem with that is they steal wisdom from older people. They don't care about what you think.
Actually, they don't.
I have a problem then with the male Gen Z. I don't think I have a problem with the female Gen Z
Of course you
because
don't.
no, not like that. But it's because if you've realized that this man is not stepping up to be a man, you're saying even the Gen Z actually being led.
Even him cute
But
by the-
thanks.
Did you notice that?
Nilikuwa mesinde tuko bro.
Macho zinaniuma.
But like you're saying, they're being led by the women. Like these men are really, I don't want to say weak.
They are weak.
No,
They
but
are
you need
weak.
to
They've
understand.
given the women the
were-
power.
Yeah,
they-
so
they
that,
were
I feel like that's a
indoctrinated.
problem. For
Yeah.
me, I think that I don't want to be,
They've been told-
I don't want to lead a man. I don't want
They have
to
been
do
told
that.
for how long being your feminine.
Being a feminine, yeah.
Yes.
Stop being toxic.
Express your feelings.
Yes.
Ukisikia kulia
Soft
lia.
girl.
Yeah. Bibi uliangi.
Niangalie.
I'll make you cry.
Of course you will.
Hey.
Hello.
But when this big point, let's go to let's cut this tension kidogo. We go to watch the predictions for the Gen Z.
The prediction.
Yes.
Relationship.
Yes, they have changed the
Relationship.
norms and all.
Gen Z men will become very embittered as they grow older, as they begin to realize these mamas have been. You know, these chicks will reject everything that they are.
Yeah.
Like you're hearing from Lily over here talking about she didn't like
Lead a
having
man.
to lead a man.
I mean, I don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, hiyo ni kazi moja.
Lakini Levi, uramuuliza Levi akwambia it's perfectly okay akipata Cleopatra kumongoza.
So yako sawa kuongozwa na dem.
Maze. So
Easy.
Gen Z basically will have a very big problem when they come to that realization. Imagine you've gone 18 years, 22 years ukiambiwa hivyo by your mom. Alafu all of a sudden
Watakuwa na
Thanos
red
now.
watakuwa na red
You know
pill
what?
nyingine serious.
I have a question for these guys behind there. Do you feel like what we're saying is right?
Of course not.
You don't think what
First of all, hiyo swali ni relevant juu umeanza feel.
if
your
it, okay,
feelings.
mnaona
Ndio hiyo.
kwa maoni yenu.
Yeah, asante. Bila mimi
Do you
ungekuwa.
believe, or as in vile tunasema ina make sense, like do you think we are being ama we are like, because you know we are not Gen Zs, so we could
Mimi
be
Gen Z,
speaking
but
wewe
really
ndo
man.
lale bro, we could be talking about things actually we're talking about things we don't know just based on what we are saying, but
Yeah.
you guys are Gen Zs. Is it true what we are saying?
No, of course.
You don't want to be led by a woman.
I'm saying everything I just saying. Guess what? Just say since it's your podcast.
Umsama show.
passive aggressive. You see the
Rudi hapo.
no, you see the thing.
Na wewe si dujasema nauliza, do you feel like, don't feel okay, sasa naanza kuchange the
You
whole thing.
think
Do you
what
think
you're
what we're
saying
saying
about
is true about Gen Z?
Let me see you honestly.
I
do not know.
But you're part of Gen Z.
But nimeona kuna hiyo.
Yeah, but I'm not ruled by those type of
Whatever we're saying, and you don't feel like your emotions, like, you know, they were saying like male, that you have a feminine.
Some of them have to be true. Since all of that, some is work with some of them, so some of them have to be true. So it's about now whether they apply to everyone or the shida.
Aha, got it.
Kuna the other side ya wako business oriented ile kabisa.
Kina seed
Kuna
hapa bro.
wengine najua literally boy work ni kani mzee. Wacha wala kwa mzee alikuwa na wake yani mzee kama toka ocha ama kujituma.
Nowadays.
Ana life. Hadi kuna sijui mdema anamsumbu afikiri hivyo. Ati mdema jam text hata jua notice.
Because he's that busy, he's ultra focused.
Then kuna hii side nyingine pia wale watakujibamba. I think all tuna focus now sana. Hiyo ndio blanda. Kuna the other side yenye pia tuoni.
Because I think those are the guys who have dominated the internet.
Ama sasa ndio nilikuwa nisema wana wanapatiwa platform.
Yes.
Wanapatiwa platform.
This good Gen Z, like I live, a tiny microcosm of the people we actually
I think
see.
we are confused Gen Z na young people. Gen Z watakuwa Gen Z when they're still 50 years old. So what you're saying, will they have those traits when they're in their 30s?
That's what I said.
Actually, that's what I said.
Gen Z.
That's why I said it's eventually going to be a problem for them as they grow up and they begin to realize some of these things that they were being taught, not only are they contrary to human nature, but even their own mamas reject them. Because how many times have we sat just outside or here with a young group of guys, very respectable guys, they're all doing jobos. Like you realize we have, like we're almost speaking across purpose when we are discussing, for example, what is masculinity. Someone will tell you, I have no problem with my shorty doing 1, 2, 3. How many times have we actually talked to guys and they say that, and us guys are like, yo, what?
We actually had a very serious conversation. Come on, when we were with you, Levi, and 3 or 4 other guys, we're talking about dating older women. So we had a very serious conversation, and we were disagreed on that in terms of there's no point of being an older mama if you're not just there for smash. If you're not there for smash, you're wasting your time there.
Yeah, kwa hakuna kitu naduna yeye. Hata kupoison. Mademu wazeni poison.
By the way.
Hello baby.
Wewe. Sasa umesema mimi ni mcute alafu tena mimi ni mzee.
Wacha zimerudi fiti.
So, what Sid was saying is 100%. Don't confuse Gen Z just as for being young guys. What we are talking about is the characteristics that they have because as we've said, ani watu wamelelewa all their lives with the internet. And what wamelelewa all their lives with Beyonce feminism, all their lives with Cardi B feminism.
Nicki Minaj.
So they think this is
Nicki
normal.
Minaj ni wetu wewe.
In future wanaenda kuregret sana. Kuna ama dem kwa sababu sasa wanasmashiwa sana 50 body count. In future wata realize hiki unakuja kwa damage. Sexual liberation walipatiwa yenye walidhani inawasaidia itakuja ku affect. Na the men watakuwa na red pill rage nyingine serious.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Exactly. Serious. And it is why ni akina nani ndo wameembrace Papa Tate, Andrew Tate. It's Gen Z. It's young. It's a younger audience. Why? Exactly, because as I may realize, oh my God, what I've been told all my life ni contrary na venye mimi naona. That is why. Exactly. That is why if Zola and I will see him, I disagree with a lot of the stuff he does. Andrew Tate has been there for a very long time. Us guys were watching him in when 2018, 2019, when he'd been invited by Rollo Tomasi when they were starting out, right? When did he really have an explosion of guys following him? It was when Gen Z fully could invest in the internet.
TikTok one.
Unaona? True. So say what you will, you might not like it because inika ina offend. But the truth of the matter is, when you bibi na meet nasema, there will be a red pill reckoning.
It will be,
it has already started in
America.
The US. More young men are conservative, more young women are liberal.
Na pia huku tutenda hivyo. More young men will become conservative.
Sasa blanda itafika point fulani ukitaka kumari.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Utapata una mari poko.
That's what I'm saying.
Walikuwa poko. Alafu sasa utapata utachukia tu udem kwa sababu hatu set na settle for you of course na settle for you but sina option nyingine na
kupenda. Zeni Jona ni angaliwa sana mashallah.
Of course kitika hiyo. Unacheki. Alafu sasa itafika tena point tena watataka kwenda tu young tena ni watu young na watataka kwenda the young nini.
Exactly.
Na ama demu nyako nao yani nikai kitu na play out tena. Ina play out tena.
Think of it like this, which generation had OnlyFans as they were still, because you only form your prefrontal it's called the prefrontal what? Cortex.
So you replace this thing quickly.
As I was saying about the prefrontal cortex, it only stops developing. It's only fully mature when you're what, 24, 25?
25.
Right?
Yes.
25.
Yes.
Now, which generation has grown up with the ability to see naked women for 20 bob? for 100 bob. Which generation has grown up thinking OnlyFans, being an online prostitute, is a viable career? It's not us. It's not us. So then, and keep in mind, these guys are still developing. So as you're still developing, whether or not you like to accept it, science is science. Right? Whether or not you like to accept it, for Zola and I, for BBO, our understanding of women, of relationships, has already been cemented. Right? For a guy who's in Gen Z, it is being cemented as he experiences life in this very... That is why the music he listens to right now, like this guy actually feels that music. We've all been 25. You feel the music when you're in your 18 to 25, right? It's the same way with OnlyFans. It changes your perception of relationships. Sawa? So that is why for me, nikiangalia so a Gen Z, my approach to it is, let me be the bigger brother to help you avoid some of the pitfalls I can recognize. Unaona? Now, kuna swali by the director alikuwa ameuliza about why is it Gen Z talk better about shories than
Chim.
No, the question is Zola na wasema they're crude. Wanasema nyinyi ndio mnasema more crude with the way you speak about women.
I will admit one thing. We came up when there was true freedom of expression. So we came up listening to hip hop or music at its most. Actually, this exemplifies the previous point. We came up listening to music, watching movies when it was at its most crude. Right? So we internalized this from when we were developing. Right? On the flip side, Gen Z have come up being shown to worship at the altar of the goddess. Gen Z is a very gynocentric generation. True. Right? So, chenye utapata ni, what you guys consumed was an overcorrection of what we consumed. Where on the one end, as guys were being told, these, what was it Snoop sang? These bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
But hoes and tricks.
Unaona?
Which they are.
You guys now have come up with the music telling you, I am a survivor, I am everything I need. Go girl power. So even the boy growing up internalizes this saying, I can't even criticize this mama when for a genuinely reasonable something like genuinely reasonable cause. I can't even criticize her. You're scared to criticize her. That is why,
because what's good for the woman is what is considered good.
Exactly. That is why, again, I default back to saying there is a reason guys like Andrew Tate have completely captured Gen Z. It is because deep down you know there is a problem. So the idea of the base podcast is to bring the let's call it the savage, the crudeness, as director was saying, the crudeness of millennials. In fact, I don't usually bother millennials. I think they are lost cause. But bring down the crudeness. But at the same time bring up the savagery of Gen Z to a point where you're not pussified, because you guys actually are pusillanimous generation. You're scared. Imagine what is pusillanimous?
It's a short for pussy.
Pussy is a short for pusillanimous. Imagine imagine being so scared to tell a babe, by the way, hii kitu unaniambia sprinkle ati you want 100% ni ujinga.
Because ujinga. Ilikuwa niseme nini about point ule msi?
Unaona? Whether or not you agree, the science is there.
Even just one more additional thing on that, because Sid had asked me that question. What we say sounds crude to you, but it's not crude. It's actually logical and rational. None of us have actually abused a woman here and used the F word.
Bitches and shit.
We've just used
we don't love these hoes.
Very straightforward language, like body count, it's taken badly. Or you bring the table, it's taken badly.
We are back on that.
And it's backed by science that body count will affect your marriage.
So those things are
the higher the body count, the more they are single. Like
even just mentally, the higher the body count, the more damaged the woman is mentally.
The more that you never is said kwa sababu ako damaged. I love you though. Unaseto na mimi.
Bro,
you guys have been so pussified. They saying you can't even speak about things that are staring in the face. Like Gen Z ask nowadays, is this a man or a woman, or can a man give birth? Gen Z cannot say.
I don't want to say. I'm not a scientist. What?
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, we can't. That's brilliant, man. That's a brilliant example.
Ni culture unasema kwa nini mnaongelea demonyo vizuri na si mnaongelea ni culture. Kwa sababu kumbuka ma comedians enzi zetu. Bro walikuwa na make fun of everyone. jokes ilikuwa very raw. Squeeze.
You have to be careful.
Kabisa.
Chappelle tried to cancel him for talking about
Imagine transgender kitu tunaona. Like hata sasa unakuwa kinyo unaona serious.
Yes.
Like for us,
Easy
the
to
overtone
bro.
window for discussing like rainbow stories. Us guys were very, very based about discussing rainbow. There was none of this woke nonsense. We look at rainbow, we are like, yo, this does not serve any purpose in nature outside of pleasure. And if it doesn't serve a purpose outside of pleasure, it's degeneracy, right? Then someone will look at me and say, oh my God, how can you say that? These are human beings with feelings. Bro.
And then in fact,
Bro.
so you can know it's messed up. If you see someone having to censor you for your viewpoints, the way anti-truth has been done for, the way many people in the male sphere have been censored, it means they're right.
Yeah.
If you cannot stand on your opinion, it means you're right.
Yeah.
Gen Z, what you guys have seen is you've been given content that has been, it's called what, has been, whatever for you.
You guys have been,
Yes.
you've been taught right think.
Yes.
Not how to think, but how to think the right way.
So that's a problem. We have to finish
That's
this
a
thing. We
problem.
have to finish this thing with the
That is
last
a very
topic,
big
but
problem,
it's
because
a-
then what's the point of us saying in the Bill of Human Rights that freedom of thought, freedom of speech is a human right?
But you can't say what
You need to be free. BBO needs to be free to say something I don't agree with, and we'll debate about it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just means we'll get to a point we just say, let's agree, disagree.
Yeah.
But
true.
you know, you are free to talk about it. There's
No,
no law that's going to come
We aren't
against
even free
you.
on YouTube, yo.
Like there's just
There's a reason we're using euphemisms, because they'll ban us.
okay, maybe that, but the law won't
That
be
shows you we're not
against
free.
No, they're places.
They are in Scotland. They have passed hate laws. In fact, they've passed a hate law which the Indian Scottish I think minister or MP who formed it and passed it. Guys were saying you're guilty of it because that time he was talking about white men in Scotland. Imagine being in a country that is predominantly white and being told you being in your ancestral land makes you wrong. That doesn't make sense.
True.
And this is what you see for us as guys are adults. We already can see this. So they are not fighting for us. They are not trying to win this battle in the battlefield of our minds and our hearts. They are doing that with Gen Z.
Actually, you know, tyranny starts with language.
Yes.
You cannot dominate people without first dealing with what they say.
And by policing what they say, you've policed what they think.
Yes. That's what happens in China. That's what happens even when someone was being bullied recently as a president of a certain country. What did the interior minister come and say?
That's Kenya.
I don't say whatever.
No, you don't have to say names, but that was Kenya, and that was just the other day.
You booed for the
And that is a law. Kindiki actually said it's illegal for you to boo the president. But then again, guys, we are in a shithole country.
Yeah,
So let's not act like we are surprised.
But that's
Let's not act
why
like
you
surprised.
know.
It's Kenya.
You guys have only said problem. Oh no, you said the solution is to listen to this podcast.
No, that the thing was. That's why I had to go. That's why I had to go. The dating advice for guys like Levi, Gen Z, and even life advice. Apart from dating and life, you can combine them. You can start with actually, you will finish because you're a guest today.
So
That's
it's a
big guest, yes. So
Tuna skip huyo ataki advice yake.
what I'd say is this.
Sini advice.
You see, Gen Z has learned the most powerful tool of the future, the internet. They've learned the most powerful, how to manipulate the most powerful platform of the future, social media.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The problem is, as guys, there's this saying where guys tell you, don't leave your mind, don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out, that your mind falls out. You're getting?
Yeah.
So the thing is this, all I'll say is Gen Z have shown that they can hustle. They have shown, these are the guys who have actually created celeb culture. I should know. I was in the forefront of creating celeb culture with Gafla.co.ke in 2011, 2012. And to see this thing explode in this way, it shows you now is when it's right. And for them to be able to do something the way Eve Mungai can, the way Director Trevor can, independent. We were not able to do, we didn't figure out how to do it independently. With Mpasho, when I started Mpasho.
I was waiting. I was like, when I was saying Mpasho,
when I started Mpasho, I actually had to, like, a corporate had to come and tell me, let's do this. Start for us this. Let's work together. We build this thing. You're getting? Gen Z don't need that. And that making them ungovernable, for me, is one of the best traits about Gen Z. As long as you're a rebel with a cause. Don't just embrace every idiotic idea from the West. There is a reason why the idiotic ideas of the West, such as alphabet, mafia, are being dumped here. Unaona? There's a reason. And believe it or not, the reason why I say it's degeneracy, you guys have no idea just how much child diddlers have embedded themselves with alphabet. I don't care what a man and a man does. I don't care what a woman and a woman does. I have a very big problem with child diddlers wanting to make, it's called minor attracted persons, a thing. Where they're trying to sell the whole gender dysphoria to children. That I have a problem with. Unaona? And I believe Gen Z can actually be the bridge between how Kenya moves into the next, like the next phase in terms of the internet. Yeah. Not this nonsense, the man that you voted, the Wolf of Sugoi, tells you, enda finya laptop, inatoa pesa. These guys have actually figured it out.
Yeah.
Unaona? See you jinga mtu anakuambia enda finya laptop itoe pesa. Yeah. These guys can actually be that stepping stone to make Kenya truly digital. Yeah. That's a positive. Yeah. Sindio? Nimeongea mob sana, hata tu niseme hivi. Na mademu wenyu, kani kukula mnakakula, nyi kulweni consequences baadaye. They'll come. The consequences will come, lakini wacha tu wagonge bwana.
Ni mdomo. Watafanyia kitu.
Amarido.
These guys have said so much. I'm like, for me, I think what I just say is the knowledge you apply in one area, like the way Chim is saying, you've been able to get, the hang of this side of business and everything. I feel like that knowledge, put it now on this other side. Like, have a balance.
Which other side?
This side of relationships and your being a man, like being akili yako kwenye iko sawa. Because I feel like sometimes these guys, their minds are not.
How often do you use the word feel like?
Every time.
Why?
Because I feel it's me. Wey, kapu. So yeah, like sasa nime lose my train of thought.
Exactly.
Damn. Anyway, just apply the same energy you're applying in like work and everything, and also that knowledge, because you have, as in they have brains on that side. This side is jumana mnatupanga brains. So this side pia apply your brains on that side, and listen to Akina Chim, but not most of the things. These days I
subscribe.
These days I feel like Chim is getting better. When we started doing this podcast, I used to look at Chim and wonder, oh nani sasa.
No, it's because wisdom is finally sipping into.
No,
the closer the bone, the sweeter the meat. Now that you're sat next to this wisdom.
But yeah, there are things Chim says, even I learn, and even Zola says I learn. Especially listen to Zola most of the time. Chim, you can listen once, but yeah, I think you also need to sort for other. You do not exist. You do not exist. But yeah, that's what I'd say. But me, I genuinely love Gen Zs. I just love them. I love their energy, especially outside.
Factoid.
So I have 2 points. Number one, as a Christian, I still believe there's a part for God in people's lives. That's number one, as a Christian. Number two is a phrase I love when I share it with Manadi. Traditions are solutions that the ancestors came up with that help solve a problem then. Us kicking out all the traditions we have because we are modern, sometimes it's an abuse of what people had come up with. Just because it's tradition doesn't mean it's stupid, it's foolish. It can still apply to today. And I think Gen Z have really tried to abandon all the traditions. And some of those traditions are actually good for them and good for their growth. That's my advice for them.
Wow. Thank you guys so much for...
It was nice. See you on the next day. My advice to Gen Z, honestly, tukiwa age, hata sisi tukipatia advice hatukuwa tunasikia. So Mr. Better advice. But kumbuka tu actions iko na consequences.
Eventually.
Hello.
Again, subscribe, like and share.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans. Mina lileisha collab leo.
What? Oh, if it's that collab, I got you, baby.
Asante.
Say less, baby. Thanks, guys. Bye.